why don't we have any other options? Why is it these two guys again?
Well, I mean, it's a great question. I mean, I think that 20 earlier questions, like a lot of people are skeptical about getting involved in the process because they, aren't sure what to believe or where to go for reliable information. But I mean, it's tough. Politics is a tough business. It costs a lot of money to run a credible campaign. We can have debates and arguments over whether that's good or whether that's bad, but it's always been something that favors the people who have name recognition. And there's one way to, I mean, Donald Trump had never run for office before 2016, but he'd been on TV in people's living rooms for how many years? I'd go to campaign events in 2016 and be like, why are you giving this guy a chance? I mean, he's so not what a normal politician is. And that's exactly what people liked about him, right? I think that's what people you see like a segment of the population respond to, an RFK Jr. campaign that's going on right now, or some of these third parties. But there are ballot access issues for a lot of these third parties. It's hard to get on ballots in certain states because they have such a threshold for gathering signatures. And again, you can argue that it's systemic and it's something that needs to be reformed. And those are conversations that we have or cover. But it's I feel like I definitely in my reporting and in my job hear a lot of that resignation that you just had is why do we have these same two choices again? And it's I mean that's reflective of who ended up voting in the primaries this time. There was a lot of buzz earlier about somebody on the Democratic side rising up and challenging Joe Biden. A couple people tried, but they, again, there was this guy from Minnesota. He's a congressman named Dean Phillips. Most people never heard of him. It's hard to have a national profile if you're a congressman from Minnesota. For like people in Youngstown, it'd be like it'd be like the new president of YSU, Bill Johnson, who used to be a congressman down there, deciding to run for president. Like nobody outside of his congressional district would know who he is. And now Bill Johnson might have made. I'm speaking hypothetically because Bill Johnson was a Trump supporter, so I don't think he would have run against Donald Trump. But if he would have run in the Republican primary, he would have been, nobody would have really, it would have been hard for people to take a guy from, Eastern Ohio seriously that they'd never heard of before, just because he thought that he should be the nominee and not Donald Trump.